A lot of people ask me what they can do to correct their posture, or they feel like their posture is bad, that their shoulders are slumping forward, or the typical posture of using our phones too much and looking down. And there's all sorts of these postural devices that lock your shoulders in place, or the ones that vibrate and remind you to stay in one position. And I'm not a huge fan of those. I think they all end up being a little bit more restrictive and force us to be in a position without actually teaching our bodies how to do it on its own, because our bodies have a way that we can train our muscles, stretch here, strengthen here, so that we can find this harmonious posture on our own. So I like to explain to my clients that the muscles in our bodies, they're like the strings of a puppeteer, and you know where we need strengthen, maybe that muscle is too stretched out, and we need to strengthen it so that it shortens and it'll pull our bodies and our joints in a certain way. So maybe a posture like this is because our back muscles are too stretched out, they're too lazy, and if we strengthen our back, we'll naturally want to lift ourselves better. So this is one of my favorite exercises to strengthen the back of our neck. You don't need to use props, but I like to use a Pilates ball underneath my chest just to have a little bit of support. So we'll start by laying facing down. The ball can be placed underneath your sternum. And just for comfort, you can have a block. I have it on second height to support my forehead. And just take a moment, arms by the side, take a few breaths, and feel the weight of your own body doing a little bit less, doing nothing. For those of you who have taken my class, you know that I like to teach exercises in sets of 3, and we'll change and we'll add according to our desire or need. So first of all, let's just start by interlacing our fingers behind our neck or behind our head. You're not going to do anything, but just with about, let's say, 50% of your strength, start to push the back of your head against your palms. You're not lifting your head, but you're going to create a little bit of resistance with your hands. So your hands are not letting you lift your head up. But just a simple engagement should get you to feel the back of your neck, noticing if you're using both sides of your neck equally. Do this for about 2 or 3 breaths, and then go ahead and just release. If this is not clear enough, if you feel like that was challenging enough, your neck gets really tired just from doing that, just repeat the same one 2 more times. If you want to add a little bit more, once again, interlace your fingers behind your head. Start the same, start to push the back of your head against your palms, but this time your head is actually going to win. So still adding resistance with your hands, start to lift your head and your chest up. I would keep my chin tucked in just to keep the back of my neck long. That's where we're focusing on. And keep adding with resistance with your hands. Keep pushing your head down, but keep lifting your head up against that resistance. Breathe here, and then go ahead and release. On the third one, we're not going to engage our lower back too much, but let's just add a little bit of that component of our lower body so that we can emphasize the attention on our upper body with proper alignment. So from here, just think about pressing the tops of your feet down onto the floor, tuck your tailbone. Once again, interlace your fingers behind your back. Start the same without actually lifting. Start to push the back of your head against your palms. Once you're familiar with that feeling, go ahead and keep lifting your head and your chest up. You know what you're doing with your upper body. Keep pushing your hands down to resist the lifting of your head. And if you can add more information, keep pressing the tops of your feet down, keep tucking your tailbone. Maybe you can lift your head a little bit more, and exhale, release.